Grand opening, grand closing. Welcome, my friends, my family, my fellow gamers. Your only friend in these YouTube streets, Puerto77, and thank you for coming back to the channel. If you're new, enjoy this video, stick around, hit the like button, don't forget to subscribe. Now, we're at the point where these Xbox zealots, these fanboys, concubines, however you want to define them, flat earthers, they are now tagging anyone as an Xbox hater or a pony or PlayStation fanboy, whatever description. No one's safe. Even people that has nothing to do with console war, absolutely nothing, they're going to get it, right? Because that's the only way for them to cope. At this point, we're talking to a group of people that are kind of like alcoholics, and you're telling them they're alcoholic, but they're not willing to accept that alcoholics, right? To them, the whole world is an Xbox hater. They're not ready to have the real conversation, the actual good faith conversation on what's going on. So here, who you see here, you see, this is John Campea, right? Film. He's into film, made movies, all that stuff. He has a show called The John Campea Show. It is primarily a film show. If you look at his channel and at the content and everything it does, it's all on the perspectives of films, Oscars, Emmys, TV shows, all that stuff. If he talks about a game, more often than not, it's because there's some type of movie tie-in or TV show to the game, right? More often than not. Very little conversations on just strictly gaming. That's not really what he has. Now, does he play games? Yes. Does his panel members play games? Yes. But they primarily enjoy filmmaking. So I will equate this to like the opposite of me, where my channel is primarily about gaming, but I'm very casual when it comes to about movies and shows, which is why on my channel I hardly talk about it. It has to be something big, and even then I can't remember the last time I actually made a video or a podcast dedicated to a movie or a TV show. I talk about it very rarely and brief, but as a main subject title, there's hardly there. Why? Because I'm a casual film guy. I'm not really big on the industry. You're not going to see me cover the Oscars or the Emmys or any of that stuff, right? Very casually, very brief. He's opposite. Same thing with gaming. Very casually, very brief. It's all about the movies and films for him, right? But he is being tagged as an Xbox hater. So we're going to see why. Let's go check his content out real quick.
Franchises. There's a video game coming out called Indiana Jones, and I gotta admit, I didn't really like the title. The Great Circle.
Yes.
I expect Mufasa to come out and give a lecture on something.
Indy, everything the light touches
Is
will
our
be
kingdom.
yours.
Is our kingdom of the crystal
Everything
skull.
the light touches belongs in a museum.
So they got this game coming out. I didn't really like the title, but the trailer dropped today. And the trailer made me do a complete 180 on the title. Because like the trailer dropped, and when he explains all these like locations, all these monuments, whatever, when you chart them out, they form a complete circle around the globe. I'm like, oh, okay. Now the title makes sense to me. Now I like the title. Okay, let's talk about the trailer for a second. I thought this trailer was wonderful. I thought it was great. You know why? It did something Kingdom of the Crystal Skull and to a degree, Box of Depends. What was the name of the
Dial of Destiny?
Dial of Destiny. What they did not actually manage to do, which was to really feel like an Indiana Jones adventure. Right? Like, and don't get me wrong, I liked Dial of Destiny. I didn't think it was anywhere near as good as the original 3. I thought it was a step up from Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I had an okay time with it, but this trailer felt like an Indiana Jones story.
So as you can see so far, he's just talking about the game from a perspective of being a film fan, a fan of film, and a fan of Indiana Jones from a film perspective. And he is comparing a game trailer to actual movies of Indiana Jones and felt the game did a better job of representing the IP as compared to the last two movies. Now, I'm going to say the quiet part out loud that he's not willing to say because, you know, he has connections. He's a professional. He has a lot of friends. He probably has good friends that made Dial of Destiny. So he's nice about it. Dial of Destiny is dog shit. I'm sorry. It's dog shit. But that's a conversation that you're not going to have on this channel. But it's dog shit. He's not going to say it, though. He said, I have fun with that. When people say I have fun with it, it's because it's dog shit. But he probably has great friends who made the movie. He's going to respect the attempt to make it. He knows how hard it is to make film. So he's going to be cordial about it. I don't know a damn thing about filmmaking, but I don't care. Because when I watch this shit, I'm like, what is this dog shit? But anyway, but you see, he's looking at it from a lens of film, the IP as a film of Indiana Jones, and he's giving props to how this trailer captured that feeling of Indiana Jones. But that's Xbox hate? You guys are wondering, so what is that Xbox hate? You're going to see why he's being flagged for Xbox hate.
Right? It had the charm and the wit of it. The music hits were all just right. The whole idea about, again, he's hunting and researching artifacts that aren't alien, which is key and important to me. And I truly thought this trailer was delightful. Two things. One, I'm kind of bummed out about. One, I really think is something that some people are making a big deal out of that they absolutely should not be making a big deal out of. Number one, I was very bummed out to find out this was an Xbox exclusive. I guess other people knew that already.
I was very sad about that.
Bethesda's owned by Microsoft.
Yeah,
so.
which makes sense. But
Sure.
I want it on my PS5.
So this is where the hate comes in. This is where the part, oh, this is Xbox haters, Xbox haters. Now notice what he said. This is Xbox exclusives. Apparently other people knew about that. Notice those words he said. Apparently other people knew about that. He didn't know. He didn't know there's going to be Xbox exclusives. What does that tell you? He doesn't know about this stuff. He doesn't know about console wars. He doesn't know who each whatever, this goes here, this goes there, this. He doesn't know that. Why? Because he's a casual in gaming. He doesn't know. Apparently other people know. I didn't know. He's a casual. Casuals. Literally, that's the majority of the world. That's the majority of the gaming industry. Not console warlords, not console warriors, not ponies or Xbox concubines. None of that. It's just people who enjoy gaming, but they're not in tune to the gaming industry to that level. He's very in tune to the movie industry. He's very in tune to the film industry. So he is hardcore or enthusiast, whatever proper term you want to use, when it comes to films and movies. Hell, he worked in it. He loves it. That's his thing. Gaming, he just enjoys it. It's something you do. It's the best way I can explain it is like music. How many of us are in tune to the music industry where we know the developers, we know the producers, we know all that? Or did you just put on Spotify and play, and then somebody tells you, hey, this artist's new album dropped, and then you look for it on Spotify, you're like, damn, where's it on Spotify? I can't find it. Oh no, it's an Apple Music exclusive. And you're like, I don't listen to Apple Music. I wish it was on Spotify. Do you get flagged for being an Apple Music hater? You're a Spotify fanboy all of a sudden now. Oh, you just hate Apple. You're such a fanboy. No, you don't listen to Apple Music. But Apple got an exclusive artist deal, and the album's only there. It's not on your Spotify, which you pay for, which is what you primarily use. Oh well, you're gonna have to wait till it comes out then, or you just don't listen to the album at all. Same scenario. You're just casual. None of us are in a war of Spotify versus Apple Music or Amazon Music. We're not in that war, are we? None of us care. If it's not on, like me, I don't listen to Amazon Music, and I got a subscription to that because it's part of my thing. I don't listen to it. I don't listen to Apple Music, and it's not because as a fanboy. I'm just very casual, and everything goes through Spotify because it's simple. I'm just casual. I'm not gonna go out of my way to do all this because I'm not a hardcore music dude. If it's on Spotify, listen to it. If it's not, whatever. Whenever it happens, it happens. Okay? Let's move on.
Console.
Still bumps
That's
me
true.
out.
You can stream
You
it.
don't need an Xbox console. It's on Game Pass day one.
Yeah,
But I
you
don't
can
want to
stream
play
it.
it on a PC.
I want to try it on my
You don't have
PlayStation.
to. You can play it on just your internet. Yeah. On your,
I
whatever,
still,
on your phone.
I want to play it on my
Ray, I
PlayStation.
spent so much
I'm
money.
bummed out about
I
it.
spent so
Fine.
much money.
I'm just saying I'm bummed out about it, right? That's fine. It's fine. Okay? It's fine.
You know what? I'm sure Xbox users wish, some games on PlayStation.
for
were a bit
sure,
fun.
for sure.
We want
Yeah,
a
but
lot
that's
of
your
games.
fault for being a second-class citizen.
Oh,
So
whoa.
I have
Whoa.
Whoa, shots
I have
fired.
dual-
Whoa, what?
Hey.
I
I'd like
have
to
dual
thank everyone.
citizenship. Thank you
Shots
very
fired.
much.
I'd like to thank
That's
everyone.
If you look at the whole energy, this is not serious to them. The whole Xbox is on this. He even said it's fine. It's whatever. It's fine. This is not a serious thing for them. Whether PlayStation exclusives, Xbox exclusives, it's not a big thing. They don't really care. You know, even the guys say, "Oh, you could play on Game Pass." So the bottom dude, the guy on the bottom left, he's in tune to gaming. You could play on Game Pass. You could play on streaming. The other ones, they don't really know much. The guy on the top right says, "I got dual citizenship." This is all a joke. Console wars a joke to them. To them, it's not a big thing. You know what? I'm gonna tell you, these guys, these are the guys that look at us, include me, as weirdos. We're the weirdos. These guys, this is the industry that will not accept gamers as part of the industry. Because they look at us as weirdos. This is, be honest. I guarantee in general, this whole console war that we do and the shit that we talk, they're like, it's really not that big of a deal, guys. You guys are whatever. Okay? Sorry, your Game Awards shows will never be on the level of the Oscars. Okay? Game of the Year is not the same as Picture of the Year. You'll never be there. You will never be respected to that level. That's why some of these developers, right, or people in the industry that are really good at writing and storytelling, they want to move over to the movies. Okay? They want to be there. Okay? Look at Neil Druckmann. If it wasn't enough that he's considered a great writer, storyteller in gaming, that's nothing to him. He wants the respect of Hollywood, because that's where the real respect is for writers. It's not gaming. Okay? They get the respect there, and that's what they go after. And that's sad. And I know somebody's like, "Oh, damn, Puerto Rico," but that's the reality. I accepted that reality a long time ago. Regardless of how much money gaming produces or how much money it overshadows music, movies combined, gaming will never be respected like the Emmys, like the Oscars, like the Grammys. Our Game Awards will never, ever reach that level. It's just how it is. It's not taken serious about that. But let's move on.
Everyone
Nice.
who's
Well done.
supported me
That's
throughout
the way
my
to
journey
do it.
here at the John
Triple
Campea.
citizenship because I have Switch. So
Okay,
I'm
but
balling.
here's the part that like I just see angry people online over something really ridiculously trivial. The game's going to be a first-person game.
No!
Like, that's all I hear. I'm like, "Ah."
Why wouldn't you want to be indie?
Well,
You
here's
are.
the thing.
That's his
yeah,
arm.
I'm saying, like, why would you be mad about it?
Yeah.
I get it to a degree
I'm
because,
inside you.
like, the argument
Play Xbox haters. Doesn't sound like Xbox hate to me. They said it's cool being first person. In fact, they don't even understand. But let's keep going.
that gets made, and I think there's some validity to it. The argument that gets made is that, hey, you're playing Indiana Jones. It'd be kind of cool to see Indiana Jones as you're playing the game. Like a little more Uncharted. Starting to go third person, right? Okay, you know what? If they had called me and asked for my opinion, I would have said, go third person. I think that's what I would have done.
He's
But
in all the cutscenes.
some of the best games I've ever played are first-person games. And clearly, you're going to see a lot of
Yeah.
indie in this game. It's not like you're never going to see it. Like, just watch the trailer. You're going to see a lot of indie. And again, some of my favorite games I've ever played are first-person games. So you know what? Would I have gone third-person? Sure. Is it worth a little discussion? Sure. Is it worth getting worked up
People
about?
are like, let's find this one thing to harp on and just never let go of it.
Well, listen, Forbes itself, like the outcry was so great. Forbes even did an article on this morning.
Oh my.
Anyway, this is what they wrote. They said the
Oh,
following. Xbox showed off a number of games at its developer direct showcase.
So you can see the energy. This is not a fanboy Xbox hate or whatever. It's like, this is really nothing. It's a nothing burger, right? I mean, anyway, let's keep going.
The highlight of which was Machine Games' upcoming Indiana Jones game, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, a long-term project from Todd Howard, now becoming a reality under Microsoft ownership. Machine Games, maker of the recent Wolfenstein games, has opted to make its Indiana Jones game first person rather than third person, and this has now sparked a debate whether or not it was the right call. But as you might expect, I think they're very right about this, as you might expect, a good amount of this is bad faith console warring. I think they're right about that. I also think there's just a lot of people like to complain. And listen, I also think there's some legitimate people out there who just thoroughly prefer third person to first person. But there's also a lot of people out there who thoroughly enjoy first person as opposed to third person.
It just depends on the game because like in Assassin's Creed, you need to be third person because you're parkouring everywhere. You've got like Batman, it makes sense too, right? Those games. But like Skyrim, which I'm pretty sure this is based on Skyrim's build, is first person.
You were saying that earlier.
And whenever I've tried, okay, here's another point.
So this just shows how casual they are, because he says, I'm sure this is built on Skyrim's, engine. No, it's not. Machine Games didn't make Skyrim. They made Wolfenstein. That's their game. It just shows absolute proof they're casual. He thought this was on Skyrim's engine. Machine Games don't make Skyrim. This is their own engine in-house. But I'm not going to make fun of them for that. I just want you to see for yourself that these are casuals. They're not hardcore gamers. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I'm going to give you my opinion. And of course, Twitter, I'd add a little spice to this stuff, right? I'm not disappointed that it's third person. I would have preferred, first person. I would have preferred third person, actually, for an adventure game of this much, right? Because I think, me personally, there's mechanics that you can only do in third person. It does not translate well in first person, just not. I will give you some points. For example, the whip mechanics. First person, the whip is just going to go straight forward, back. You could try to wave it and try to make it whatever, but it's very limited. While in third person, you have a bigger environment to make that whip move more. You understand what I'm saying? You could do like little circles. Like there's more. It opens the combat more. Okay. In first person combat, melee combat is very limited. You're just gonna get an image of Fizz doing this weird stuff, right? The whip just going forward is very limited, whatever. While in third person, you have more combat options, more attacks options, and stuff like that. Now, I'm not saying we're gonna make Indiana Jones look like Dante in Devil May Cry, right? Or whatchamacallit, like if he's part of the Belmont clan in Castlevania, but you have a little bit more options for combat and stuff like that, right? But does that mean I'm not going to try Indiana Jones? Absolutely not. I just hope it's just not Wolfenstein with a Indiana skin pack. I just hope it's not that. Hopefully they could really translate Indiana Jones in the first person. And it's not impossible, right? There are games that translate very well in first person based on IP. The Darkness was first person, did a phenomenal job. Riddick was first person, did a phenomenal job, right? So those are just some examples of established IP in first person, and they've done a phenomenal job. So those are examples of excellent translation in first person, and I enjoyed those games, right? So in the end, the final decision is going to be the actual game and playing it, which will be absolutely fine. And yes, I'm going to play Indiana Jones because I come from the generation of when Indiana Jones was great. So I love to see that translation in gaming. So I'm perfectly fine with that. Absolutely fine. And I am absolutely fine with it not being on PS5. Absolutely fine. Not a big deal at all. Play it where it's available to play it. End of story, right? But let's continue on with this.
Is whenever I've tried to click out, because with Skyrim you can click out into third person.
Yeah.
It is sketchy to play. But in first person, they could have a button where you hit like if your PC spacebar, if you're whatever on Xbox, you can pop out into third person. We don't know that yet. We haven't seen everything.
Listen, if I'm organizing my house in Skyrim, I'm doing it in first person.
Yeah.
That bookshelf isn't going to fill itself.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
He is right. I played Skyrim, Fallout, all those in first person. Third person is not good. But I'm going to tell you why. Because in my opinion, those games are built in first person. And when you try to shove third person or create a third person view on a game that was primarily first person view, it doesn't translate well. It looks awkward. The guys attack awkward. That's why I said the third person, first person view is two different perspectives. So if Indiana Jones was built on a first person view, it's going to look silly if they try to mod it and add a third person. It's not going to look fluid. It just doesn't translate well. I think the opposite is easier. I think it's easier to start off third person and then put it in a first person view, like Grand Theft Auto, right? Only because I always see first person has a limited viewpoint of gameplay perspective. You can't do in the first person what you could do in third person. You really can't, right? Because again, you got these little arms. Like, imagine trying to play Devil May Cry in first person. It would be impossible. It's like, what the hell's going on? You know, it just doesn't translate well.
And though I think it's, would I have preferred third person? Sure. Is it a big deal? Absolutely not. As it's all about, will first person better suit the gameplay they're making? Machine Games has a lot of experience making first person games. So it just kind of makes sense. We'll see how the game, anyway, Chris, you heard about this. First of all, did you see the trailer? What did you think about the trailer?
The trailer, I mean, I got bummed out just because of oh man, Xbox, no, I need to get an Xbox, and I just paid off my PlayStation 5. What a coup in the Car Pete's household. Woohoo! Big day for us. But this game looks gorge. It looks wonderful. I'm really excited about it. The plot looks fantastic. And Troy Baker, I mean, come on.
Did a really good job.
The range of Troy Baker is just astounding. Once again, doing full motion capture performance, full performance capture.
All of that looked
really,
great.
really doing
And sounded
wonderful work.
great.
He sounds so much like Indy, too. He does a wonderful job there. To go from playing Joel to this, to his work as the Joker and everything, he is such a tremendous actor. We also have Alessandra, I can't remember her last name, the wonderful actress who played opposite Nicolas Cage and Pedro Pascal in the
Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent?
Yes, yeah. She's the voice of Gina in this, your female protagonist who's being paired up with Indy. I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to be fun.
I mean, here's
love
a sad thing. Good thing and sad thing. It looks better than Crystal Skull and Dial of Destiny.
Listen, all right. I'm gonna win points with my husband, and I'm gonna alienate so many of you. I like Kingdom of Crystal Skull more than I liked Dial of Destiny.
Really?
Dial of Destiny I thought was so.
All right, they're gonna. Oh, not good. Let me move away from. Let me move away from that. That was totally on accident. So don't clip that and do weird stuff, please. I don't need deviancy on my channel. They're going to get into their whole movie spiel. It's clear these guys are movie enthusiasts. It's absolutely clear. Okay? You Xbox dudes are so indebted to Microsoft. You guys cannot turn off your Switch even when the obvious is in front of you. The real conversation you guys should have and ask yourself, you have casuals talking about this game and they don't care about Xbox. The real question you guys need to have, the real conversation you guys need to have is, how did Xbox get to this point? How did Microsoft fail that is to the point where the average consumer, just the average casual gamer, every time they look at something or if they hear something about Xbox, they just simply say, I'd rather play on my PlayStation 5. Right? But instead of having that conversation, because that's the conversation, that's the key to the success. If you want Microsoft to fight this console war and keep going, you have to talk about that. How does Microsoft make the average casual care? Because right now, you mention them Xbox, they're like, whatever, I'd rather be on my PlayStation 5 or I'd rather be on my Nintendo Switch. And then you just move on. I said in my last podcast, the worst thing that happened to Xbox is not the hate. The hate is nothing because there's only a small few of us that actually talk shit or whatever. And even smaller group that actually really hate Xbox. It's a niche group. It's not even worth it. It is not the majority of the world. The people that emotionally hate Xbox with a passion, that they're willing to create Twitter accounts that says Xbox hates Japan. I mean Japan hates Xbox and all these, and I see them. I'm not blind to the people that talk shit at Xbox. I see accounts. I'm like, whoa, you're doing more than just having fun and talking shit. Like, you guys are really hate Xbox. So I know it's out there, but that energy is so small. The energy that's actually out there is they just don't care. And that's immensely worse. That is immensely worse than hate. Because at least with hate and dislike, or people saying Xbox sucks, Xbox is trash, that means they're paying attention and they see the things they don't like and they're talking about the things they don't like. That's actually a better position than not caring, because At least if people don't like your brand, they talk shit about your brand, or they just say this brand's not good, they're paying attention on the things you're not doing good in. So all it takes is to fix that. Fix the things that people don't like. Add the things that people do like. And when they see you adding things that they do like, you're taking away the things they don't like, then they become interested in your brand. Because now you go from things that they don't like to things that you do like, and now they're going to say, oh, now I could get an Xbox. You finally doing the things I like. But when people don't care, they don't notice really the bad things, and they don't notice the good things. They're just not going to notice. All they're going to know is whenever that one game that they might be interested in, because in this case, Indiana Jones, oh, Indiana Jones is on there? Oh, Blade is on there? I could get it on PlayStation? No? Oh, that's too bad. Oh, okay. And then that's it. Most of these casuals are not going to go, oh, Blade is on what? It's on Xbox? So I got to buy an Xbox to play Blade? Oh, that's unfortunate. I'm not really going to spend all that money for that game. Okay, that's fine. And then you just move on. They don't end up playing the game. Now, of course, you guys are going to talk shit about them, but they don't know you. They don't follow the podcast. They don't follow the gaming community. They're not on Twitter fighting this war. They're not there. So they don't care about random people on the internet saying, oh, you're just an Xbox hater. They don't know you. They don't care. None of you are paying their bills. Okay? It's Microsoft who loses out. They don't care. They move on. Millions and millions of people just moving on. They wake up the next day, they'll be perfectly fine not playing Blade. It's over. It's not even a big discussion for them. To them, it's like, oh, that's unfortunate. Would have been cool. Oh, well. Moving on to the next thing. Talk about the next topic. And that's it. That's the story goes. But you guys want to tag them as play Xbox haters because you need a reason to blame something else instead of addressing that it's Microsoft's fault that this is the position that it is. But you guys ain't going to blame Microsoft. You guys ain't going to hold them accountable or talk about how they contributed to this current state of gaming for Xbox. Of course not. You're not going to do that. It's always going to result in console war. It's always going to result in Xbox tax. It's always going to result in Xbox hate. It's always going to be that for you guys. It's never going to simply be Microsoft over the last 10 years did a terrible job with Xbox and now they're paying the price for it. Where just majority of the people, especially the casuals, just simply don't care about the brand the way you guys care about the brand. And that's a reality you guys are just simply going to have to accept. This is your only friend, these YouTube streets, Puerto77. Hit up the comment section. Let me know what you think. If you're new to the channel, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like and subscribe. Stick around for more content. The channel is growing. Things are great. I truly appreciate those sticking around. Hope you stick around too. Your only friend is YouTube Street Puerto77. I am out of here. You guys take care. Peace. Grand opening, grand closing.